You moved Brayden Bapst to tight end, or at least you used him there some today. What's the situation with that?
We're obviously dealing with some nicks at tight end. So he is athletic, big and tall. He played tight end in high school, and we're interested in see how he can help us. And there's that doesn't have to just be a temporary solution. That's something we can see if he can help us win games there. I mean, obviously we think he could be a difference maker as a blocker in line, but he can run too. So that's it's a stopgap right now for our depth, but we're also training him to see what he can do to help us.
I know it's only a few practices into training camp, but big picture, are you happy with like the mentality these guys are bringing out to practice every day?
I was disappointed day one. I felt like we, and I think it's our first training camp together. So it's not lost on me that at every step we're training, we're conditioning this team to win. I thought they responded on Saturday, but weren't able to like push through the middle of practice the way we wanted. I thought today was a pretty good day in terms of the enthusiasm. I was pleased with the spirit, and it just gives us a chance then to coach through the emotions of the game. And so we have to keep maturing as a team, and every time we're out in this field is a chance for us to mature together. But I was pleased with the day.
I remember in the spring you were talking about how, obviously the old scheme didn't really have the anchor position and it was just a little different. For Star, how do you think McAllister fits there? He certainly seems to have some traits, just seeing him move around.
Love his length. I think him recovering from injury and just having a year now to condition through the full cycle, the off season has been helpful. And we'll, obviously we haven't played football yet, and so that there's going to be an element where we have to see him, down the ball. But love his length, love what he's done physically in the off season with his strike, and think that that's an imposing figure in the boundary. If they want to try to throw the boundary access to the X, the chance to get hands up, knock the ball down in quick game. So we love his tools. Just got to see him play some more.
I guess. He's had multiple serious injuries in the past. Can you even tell that? And how dedicated was he during the offseason to getting back to 100% explosiveness?
He's been one of our top line guys, and not that there hasn't been maturation and development for him too, because there has, but he's been a guy that's desired to do it the new way, and so he's been phenomenal. And we're look, I can't tell that he's had injury. He's performed really well at this point, but we're 3 in, and so there's an endurance element of this that we'll meet in a couple weeks, and we'll find out a little more about ourselves.
What have you made of the camps that Sheppard and Skinner have had on receiver so far?
I think they've had great camps. I think it's early, right? But like for a freshman to come in with Quincy and then Gamarion too, both those guys have shown flashes. And they have size, they have catching ability, and they have speed. And then Shep, he flashed in the spring for us, and I think he's continued that growth. And now it's about stringing together practices and being consistent. And I think it's particularly for the freshmen, that's the hardest part because, 3 practices in, you're still kind of at the surface level. Again, a week from now, we'll know a little bit more about how they can help us.
You talked about maturity. Cam Johnson, the senior in the receiver room. Do you see him out here on the field showing the younger guys like how it's done?
I do. I think he's growing into that role, and I think leadership isn't something that just happens because you're a good person and you're old. It's a skill too. And you have to train it. And we have to push him into that role also, and show him the opportunities where he can fill the gaps in communication. And I challenge him to be the point guard on the field, like always circle the huddle up, be the guy that's encouraging his teammates, particularly the young guys. So I want growth for him in that role. I think that we have a ways to go, but I do see him stepping up and taking a leadership role. And I heard Chris Pierce today. It was early, but Chris has been a man of few words at times. It was good to see him step up and start to carry the program standards into individual. And so that group has a chance. We have some good players with experience, but they need to learn that leadership piece and really pull the young aspect of that group up with them.
I feel like fans were very interested to see quarterback with number 38 and defensive lineman number 80. Is that, like, especially with the freshmen, is that part of the, like, kind of earn your number thing, or what?
Yeah, so you have there's 1 to 99, and we didn't replicate numbers. So what happens is you earn, we have a system for moving guys along in the program. The system's holistic based. It's not just based off weight room performance or speed performance or football performance. It's everything. It's how we meet and greet people in the hallway. It's the extra work we do in conditioning. It's the investment we put into the program, outside of when we're on the clock together. I want teammates talking to teammates about what they want to create here. And so as you kind of tier up and you earn that jersey number, you get your selection. Well, we need to understand that if you win and you get first, you get the best options. When you don't get first, if you're fourth, fifth, sixth, in that sixth phase, the options are limited. And then, from there, if you didn't make it across the line, then it was my choice, And so I worked with what I was left with for the young guys. But it's all, I mean, look, it just creates competition. It creates pride and performance. And we have this understanding here. We're going to earn it every day at Vanderbilt. It's not going to be something where we just relax and default to what we did the day before. And we carried that through the summer and the off-season training, and I think that manifested itself in the journey to numbers. Go ahead, Aria.
There's, what have you seen out of the offensive line so far, especially positions that has like a little bit of returning experience? What have you seen out of that?
They had, I think, an off-season, where they really gelled together. Like that group made it very important. The little things that we were focused on as a program, Coach Blazik did a great job, and the leadership in that room did a great job of carrying those details into their preparation performance. We are covering people up better than we did in the spring, and that's a start. I was not pleased with the snap locations today, and for us, winning is in the details. And so we can have a great drive going and a wayward snap, and now we're second and off schedule. And, the defenses that we're going to play against are too good to get in those positions. So how we stay out in front of the chains, meaning how we stay sequenced to get to a manageable third down, how we convert on first and second down, a lot of that's going to be controlled through the line of scrimmage. And so we need to get better with the snap locations.
And how do you feel about the new uniforms that Vanderbilt football unveiled today?
Oh, I love them. No, I mean I'm proud of them. I'm proud of the design. I'm proud of the black and gold. I think we have the best colors in all of sports, and I want those featured. And I want people to turn the TV on and see Vanderbilt and know it's Vanderbilt they're looking at. I think that V is so strong, and we want to feature that as we look to build this program anew. And so we're proud of that. The players are excited for it, and what we want to do is work to build pride in that uniform.
Just to clarify with the red jerseys, is that just guys who are rehabbing? Is there a workload management aspect of it, or what does that denote?
There's a limited availability element, and some of that is it's how we return to play. So there is a workload management in some cases. Some it's a banged up ankle that we just want to make sure, and we'll do a little less of that as we go. That'll be more specific to wanting guys to avoid contact, but that's what you saw.
Bobby Bowden passed away yesterday. Did you ever cross paths with him, or did he ever have any influence on your career in any way?
I don't know that there's a coach in the country that he didn't influence and impact, and certainly I send my respects to his family and just appreciate everything he did for college football. I mean, we have a great game, and it's guys like Coach Bowden that built it into what it is today, and so. I celebrate his life. I celebrate his impact. I appreciate everything he brought to this sport, and I know he'll be looking down from above this season and cheering on. But again, thoughts and prayers with his family, and just appreciative of everything he meant to this game.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, thank you guys so much.